guys, it's Margot. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm so excited for today's video because I'm going to be talking about the intersection of two things that are really important to me, and I know to a lot of you guys. One being productivity, goal setting, manifestation, planning, overall productive at this time in our lives, which we all know in 2020 it's very hard to stay productive and set goals, but I'm gonna show you guys how I've been doing it this year and it's been working for me. And the other part is journaling. Journaling is such a huge part of my life. I do it every single day, multiple times a day, and I really feel like I've gotten into a rhythm with my practice, and I have a few really amazing templates that I've been using that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys today. Quick disclaimer that journaling is such a personal practice and it's gonna look different for everybody and even every day. If I just flip through my journal, every single page looks very different and none of it is pretty. There's definitely a time and place for artful journaling and really beautiful journaling. I'm not as visually creative, so I don't really use that type of journaling to help me. I know that that helps a lot of people and that's enjoyable for a lot of people to do, but the type of journaling that I practice is not as considerate of how it looks. It's more so for like mindfulness and productivity practice. Either way, it's gonna look different for everyone, so this is just to inspire, but you definitely don't have to do the exact same thing. Everyone's journal is gonna look different at the end of the day. Today, I'm gonna be going into templates and practices for 5 different types of journaling. Obviously, the options are limitless, but I put them into different buckets. So here are the different categories we'll be covering: goal setting and manifestation, productivity, mindfulness and gratitude, concepting and creativity, and lastly, I wanted to throw in a little holiday bonus, so we're gonna be doing journaling for gifting. What's up guys? I'm here really quickly before we get into the video to thank Casetify for sponsoring this video. As you guys know, Casetify cases are the only phone cases that I trust. I drop my phone like it's my job and they protect my phone every single time. This case that I have on my phone right now is a military grade protection phone case, which means I can drop it from up to 6 feet and it will not crack. Casetify also has really cute cases that you can customize, whether it's military grade protection cases. They have ultra impact if you're really scared of yourself. They also have 100% biodegradable cases. I've actually been using those cases on my phone recently. Also really protective, and you can personalize those. And then I think the classiest of all, they have leather cases that you can personalize with really cute monograms, and you can choose all of your colors and everything. So it's a really great gift. It's the perfect holiday gift, especially because you can personalize them. So your giftee is gonna be really happy, especially with all these 4 different types of iPhone 12s coming out, I think. They have all of those cases for those. If you guys want 20% off, which of course you do, go to casetify.com/Margot and enjoy that discount. And as always, send me pictures of the cases you guys are getting. I love to see them. Let's get into the rest of the video. So without further ado, we're gonna get started. I have my journal set up right here. Really quickly, I just want to tell you guys about what I use to journal because I know I'm gonna get questions on that. For the past year, I've been using the Lecterm journal. I believe it's 1917, totally wrong. I'm gonna link the exact one I have below. I love that it's bulleted because I can totally make it my own with the bullets, whereas sometimes with lines, it's a little bit too restrictive. I also really like the Lecterm because they're numbered and they have a table of contents at the beginning, so if that's something you like to do, you can use that. I'm definitely gonna be repurchasing this for 2021. As you can tell, I've gone through most of it already and I've really loved it. And then the next most important thing is pen. This is my favorite pen. It's the Muji pen. I like 0.5 or anything below that, so it's super fine. Unfortunately, I lost my black Muji, so I've just been using the navy one because this is my favorite pen. But for today's video, I'm just gonna be using the Uniball 0.7. I'll be linking all this stuff again, but it's black and it keeps everything very streamlined. Let's get into the video, and we're gonna be starting with goal setting and manifestation. The reason I really like to do this with journaling is because not only can you put it down on paper and things become a lot more real once you can see them, without having to go and tell a lot of people if it's personal or private goals, but it's also something that you can check back and you can physically check things off the list once it's happened, or annotate or keep it updated. Whereas if you're just telling people or you're just thinking it, you're more likely to forget goals that you set, or you're not able to actually check things off and realize the things that you've accomplished. Of course, you can just do kind of a big bucket and put everything down, but I like to do it in sections. So just for today's purpose, I'm going to be doing career planning, career goals, and manifestation. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So I like to title every page, and I also like to give it a date, especially when you're doing some manifesting, so that you can check back and see when all this ended up coming true, as it will. So today is November 23rd, 2020, and it is about 1 p.m. So when I'm doing this, I don't really try to have beautiful handwriting, so I'm just gonna write. You can add some little decorations if you want. As you guys will be able to see in all of my templates, I like to break things down into timelines. I like to look at the more specific or timely things first and then bring it more broad. So for career manifestation, I'm gonna say by the end of the month. I'm gonna say, I would say by the end of the year, but that's pretty much the same thing as the end of the month since it's almost the end of November. So instead of that, I'm gonna say by the end of March 2021. Then I'm gonna say by the end of 2021. And then of course, you can open it up to just general career goals, basically by the end of your lifetime. So now that we have those set out, you can just start filling those in. I like to have check boxes, and I use the term I will do this, but a lot of people in their practice say I have done this, or I'm grateful that this has happened. That's the more traditional way of manifesting, but I'm a sucker for to-do lists. So if I can look at this and say, these are the things that have to happen, and I'm just gonna check them off and they're gonna happen, that's what works for me. So I've written some examples of things that I would write in my own career manifestation journaling here. The next category that we're gonna move into is productivity. As I've said, I'm a sucker for to-do lists, but I also like to organize my to-do lists. I'm gonna show you the way that I do this. It's very specific to my job and my different things that I'm working on right now. So of course, this is gonna differ from person to person. I find that this is really effective and something that I do pretty much every day, every morning or the night before. I'll start working on this, and it keeps me really accountable. You can do this longer term, so if you have a week of stuff that you want to get done that week, or a month, you can do that at the beginning of the week or the month also, but I tend to just use daily trackers to make sure everything I need to do that day gets done. So I'm going to show you how I set that up. Usually at the top, I'll just title it by that day and to-do lists. I basically have 3 content buckets is what I'll call it in terms of productivity. So one is home from college. That's my more traditional job. I'm doing marketing for that. The next thing that I have is YouTube, Instagram, influencing, for lack of a better word. So that's another bucket. And then the last content bucket that I use is other. So that can be personal stuff that I have to do, or other things that I've agreed to do. That's gonna be in the last bucket. So for this too, I'm gonna be using check boxes and just put down everything that I have to do. Even if it's minute, I like to just put it down because I know that I won't forget to do it. At this point, I don't worry about the order that I have to do things. I kind of just mind dump and put down everything that I have to do, and I worry about the order that I'm gonna do everything later. Now we're gonna be moving on to the third pillar of journaling, which is mindfulness and gratitude. So there's definitely infinite ways to do this, but I'm gonna be sharing my 2 favorite ways. One of them is creating prompts for yourself. How are you feeling? Why are you feeling that way? What makes you feel better? What can I do to decompress? And asking those really specific questions. I'm gonna start sharing more of those on Instagram because I think it's a good reminder to just take 5-10 minutes out of your day to sit down, put all distractions and electronics away, and really just focus on how you're feeling right then and there. But the thing that I'm gonna be showing you right now is going to be focusing on gratitude. With so much media and news and bad things going on in the world, it's really important to take inventory of what we love. So I'm just gonna be showing you a really basic way to do this. I think a lot of times what I used to do when I was practicing gratitude through journaling is I would kind of milk it, and I would try to list everything in my life that I was remotely grateful for. Although I think that can definitely be beneficial, I think what I found more helpful is finding the really key things at that moment or at that day that's bringing you joy. Allowing yourself to really dig and think about, in this moment or in this day, what is bringing me joy that might not have been there 3 days ago or a year from now, and just thinking about what those specific things are. Next category is creativity. Just as some people get really inspired by driving around or by talking to people or going to museums, I get really inspired by just putting my pen to paper and just seeing what comes out, iterating from different ideas and coming up with different things. For this one, I don't really want to give you guys like an exact template because I think creativity can obviously look like so many different things. If you haven't really explored this part of creativity through journaling, I would definitely encourage you to do so and kind of see what sticks and what gets you really excited. I don't want to give you guys a template because I think that this is totally up to your discretion, but what I will do really quickly is show you my pen to paper journal. So this is something that I've been doing on TikTok. It used to be daily, now I'm doing it pretty much when I have a couple minutes to upload. So it's still going on. I get that question a lot. It's just not as consistent as it used to be. But here, I've written a lot of different prompts that of course you don't have to stick to, but it'll help you to be more creative and really be more mindful and aware of what's going on around you and your take on it. Last but not least, of course, we have the holidays coming up, and I personally really don't love receiving gifts. I feel so grateful that I'm able to work with PR and companies and receive products there, so I really don't need anything. But more than anything else, I love giving gifts. They came up with a really fun way to do this through journaling. I actually already made this prompt a couple days ago and I loved it and I wanted to share, so I'm gonna show you. Pretty much the exact same thing on both pages. One just has lines and it's a little bit more structured. The way that I did this is person, gift, and cost, so you can plan it. You can also add some check boxes, what you want to give people, if you've gotten it for them, and then if you've given it to them. It's just a good way to track that. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I had so much fun filming this. If you guys have a specific type of journaling that you love or different products that you love, make sure to leave them in the comments below. I love you guys. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I love you guys and I will see you in my next video.